You got it. Come on, 1/10 of a mile. You got it. Go get the bling.
Yeah.
Go get your bling.
Yeah.
You got this.
Coming in. Yeah. Flex.
You got this.
I just wanna win. Yeah.
You got it. Go get your bling.
Great running weather, so we're hoping to see some new personal best records and some excellent for our It is officially time for the OUC Orlando Half Marathon. If you are pumped up, Orlando, then let us hear you make a little noise out there. Come on.
Running with.
You got this. Go ahead, guys. Hey, everybody. Time for a Goofy's Race and a Half Challenge training update, and we've got 4 weeks to go till the Walt Disney World Marathon weekend. This is week 15 for me training for the big races during the Walt Disney World Marathon weekend, and it is, I believe, week 23 if you're following that Run Disney training plan. What you see behind me, all of these runners, this is the OUC, Orlando Utilities Commission half marathon here in downtown Orlando. This is wrapping up the week for me. I had a really easy week, and I'm going to toss this out right now. I kind of forget what you were supposed to do if you were doing your training with the Galloway Run Disney plan. I think this was a maintenance week. The next big week is a couple of weeks down the line, and that's going to be where you actually do a full run through of the half marathon and the full marathon and all of those races if you're training for Dopey. This was an easy week for me because we were trying to rest my legs. If you watch the video, that combined video I did for weeks 13 and 14, that was a time for me to run then, and this was a week for me to get that lactic acid out of my legs and out of my system. We did a really big rest week. I did absolutely no running except for Thursday. A couple of days ago, I put in an easy 2.5 miles. Let me talk about this race. I came out here to get a POT, a proof of time for Star Wars for the races in April, and also looking to get a personal best. Now remember, I came off of a broken foot during the last Star Wars race weekend. That was in April 7th, and it's been what? About 8 months now, 8 months exactly as of today. And I have been training only for 3 months. So I was really shooting for that personal record. I'm not gonna bury it, I didn't get it. There's a reason for that, but let me talk about this race really quickly. So we had a plan here. We've been working on my pacing and my speed, and it's hard. You know, we get into that Galloway method. You're used to doing the run walk, and you get around all of these really fast runners. I think the person who won it did this in around an hour 10 or an hour 5.
Somebody show some love representing Brazil! Give it up for the one and only Fredison Costa!
They're just crazy fast people. Go ahead, you got this. Right around the corner. And so I went at this a little different. We're trying to get me to run more of the mileage. So for the first 2 miles with the start line just around the corner here, we actually headed off into downtown Orlando and down toward the Orlando Health System, the ORMC, OHS hospitals, and that was the first 1.5 miles. I actually ran for the first 2 miles and I felt really good. I averaged about a 9:50 to 10-minute pace for those first 2 miles, and that's when I started my timer for the run, walk, run. Now, I'm gonna say this, I did take a camera for the start of the race. I need to drop some of that in here, don't I? I'm gonna try to tune everything out and just run this like a training run.
20 seconds to the start of this race. I need a little more energy, Orlando. I know you didn't come out here to stay around.
Yeah.
Still feel the broken foot a little bit, but it's gonna be a good morning. Just don't want to trip on the pavers.
I just wanna win. Yeah.
Officially 10 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys enjoy yourselves out there.
Should be fun.
Pump up the action.
Runners, set. Have a great race out there, Orlando. We'll see you back. And hey, remember, you're live on social media.
Yeah. Coming in, yeah. Flex, I just wanna win, yeah. LABB, who we running with, yeah. 2233, I'm on 10 again, yeah. State your name. Been dope on flame. I just switched the lanes.
I did take the Osmo Pocket out just for the start, and then I quickly put it away as soon as we get into downtown Orlando because I just didn't want to carry a camera. My goal was to get a personal record, to get a personal best for this race. So I just put that camera away very early in the race and I concentrated on my running. So after the 2 miles, I started my run walk timer and did something very unique. I've been kind of playing with a 1 minute of running, 2 minutes of walking, and able to maintain about a 10:30 to 11-minute pace. I actually set it for 2 minutes of running and 30 seconds of walking because that's pretty much what I've been doing all of the time. And for the next 10 miles through mile 12, that's exactly what I did. I would only walk for about 30 seconds. I blew through that walk a couple of times, maybe 4 or 5 times, just to make sure I could maintain pace. And for the first 10 or 11 miles, I did maintain about a 10, 20 average pace for this race. That is really good for me. I mean, I feel very good about what I did. Now, it warmed up. We started at about 53 degrees. It got to about 70 by the time we got toward the end of the race. That's what happens here in Central Florida. The first 8 miles of the race were really difficult because of my vision and the road conditions. So from miles 2 through about mile 8, we had pavers. I mean, you could hear everybody complain, right? The pavers? Yes. Those pavers, I mean, people fell. It was crazy, the pavers. And when you're visually impaired and you got things jutting up out of the ground at you, I mean, I heard people talking about their hips hurting and their feet hurting. I had to slow down just a bit. I did maintain about a 10-20 pace through that section. And then we had all of the trees wreaking havoc with my eyesight. What really kind of threw me at the end of the race for my personal record, my personal best, which is right around a 2:19:30, just under a 2:20 pace for a half marathon. Right when we came around the corner here into downtown Orlando, I heard something on my headphones, like somebody was talking to me. And I'm like, hello? Who's there? It was 911. My phone, as I reached into my bag to grab that Osmo Pocket for the final leg here, my phone dialed 911. I had to physically stop running so I could figure out who was on the phone and tell them that I didn't dial 911. It was a butt dial. And no, there was no emergency. And I said to the guy, hey, I'm running the half marathon. I'm running the OUC half marathon. And he's like, oh, well, okay, good luck with that. And he hung up. So that pretty much killed my chance for a PR. I lost that minute I needed. But I'm happy. We're gonna go back and look at the time. At this point, I'm guessing we looked at the clock. It looked like right around a 2:21.
You know, sometimes we're gonna vomit. We gotta do whatever it is that we need to do to cross this finish line.
That was a valiant effort for me, and I feel really good about it. I'm gonna work on that pacing and speed as we get a little bit deeper into winter when the temperatures stay a lot cooler and I can actually maintain my pace. So there it is. That's my update for week 15. We've got 4 full weeks of training until we hit the Walt Disney World Marathon weekend and 1 really big run. I'm kind of playing with whether I'm going to do that on the 14th of December or the 21st of December. I'm leaning toward the 21st to do a 23, 24 mile run while all of you are putting in your run through of Goofy's Race and Half Challenge and the Dopey Challenge. And then we'll all be marathon ready and we'll get on those rides and head out to Disney and have a great time.
Running with,
Keep training. Happy holidays. You've got this. I will see you at the start line. And these guys at the finish line. You got this, come on. Right around the corner. A little bit more gas, you got it. Good job, good job.
Flex.
Good job, guys.
I just wanna win.